Guys, Coach Kurt. So this video is about getting in and out of the clinch range via striking. And you know from watching my videos that that's a theme, that the clinch range to me is probably the most important range. And there's a reason for that. I'm in law enforcement. You guys know that I'm a cop. I've been a cop since '97, and I teach control tactics, use of force, taser, baton, pepper spray, blah, 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 blah. And to me, for being a police officer, you have to be able to get into the clinch, control the clinch, and get the person down and put them in handcuffs, depending on if they're resisting or not. And on screen, you see a good example of that. This is a Chicago officer. She's doing a great job of hand fighting, and those aren't necessarily sweep attempts. Those are distractions to get them to step away so they aren't sweeped, and then opens up variations for throws, entries for throws, and so forth. You get the idea. I suspect highly that she does judo or Ju-jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, who knows, but from what I'm seeing, she definitely understands the clinch range really well. Now, there's no striking here. We're going to be talking about striking in and out of the clinch range. And there might be some examples that pop up on screen. Don't take them out of context. We have no idea what the use of force was for that particular officer, why they used strikes, why they didn't use strikes, what have you. If you want me to do videos on that, I will. So, control clinch range with strikes. And I'm talking about going in and out of the clinch range. Here, I am demonstrating probably one of my most favorite ways of keeping somebody off of you to control the distance. And that is the lead leg front kick. Very Muay Thai-ish, the way I like to do it. I've cross-trained in Muay Thai with people who train Muay Thai, but I am in no way, shape, or form any kind of kickboxing expert, Muay Thai boxer, or boxer in general. You guys know what I do from watching my channel. I absolutely incorporate it into my repertoire because I believe that being able to strike is really important. If you are a grappler, then you need some good, solid striking skills. You don't have to be Taekwondo master. You just have to have solid striking skills, the kind of striking that can get you in and out of your range, which is grappling. It's one of the things you see lacking in Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, depending on what school you train at. You see a lot of butt scooting and pulling guard and so forth. There's a place for that kind of stuff. There absolutely is, and I'll do a video on pulling guard. But if you are a grappler, you need to know how to strike. If you are a striker, you need to have some basic grappling skills. And I'm not suggesting you need to be a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master, judo master, or anything of the sorts, but you should have enough grappling skills to get yourself off the ground in a clinch, literally in a clinch. Ground's not a safe place to be in a street fight, and that's the emphasis of my channel in general, is street fights or self-defense or combatives, that kind of stuff. I'm not a sport guy. My channel really doesn't cover anything to do with sport martial arts. But on the screen, you see plenty of examples of getting in and out of the clinch with strikes. That's Coach Amanda. She's a Muay Thai and boxing coach, along with being a control tactics instructor with my agency. She's 5'3". I don't know how much she weighs, but she can't be more than 120 pounds soaking wet. She's scrappy, strong, and athletic, and you see that she's using her speed and her knowledge, skills, and abilities as a striker to get in and out. Like she'll engage with strikes. She'll do her damage and get back out. And for her, that'd be perfect because she can get into the range where she can use her bat belt, get her taser, baton, pepper spray. Here she is defending the takedown. You saw people like Chuck Liddell doing that in the UFC back in the day. He utilizes his striking range by sprawling out on people who tried to take him down, and he would keep it on the feet. Here she was controlling the position, got in the mount. She does some damage, and then she disengages again. And she go to her bat belt if she needs to. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. Her strengths are her athleticism and her knowledge, skills, and abilities as a kickboxer and boxer. Here she is practicing basically just simple kickboxing techniques, but as you saw earlier, she was utilizing them to get into the clinch range and then out of the clinch range. Guys, that is absolutely crucial. You have to be able to strike in and out. In a lot of sports like judo and jiu-jitsu, as in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, there isn't any striking. So you become really good at the hand fighting. You become really good at the clinch gi and no gi, depending on if you're judo or jiu-jitsu, and all that is super important. If you become really good at grip fighting and hand fighting, imagine how much better you would be in a situation if you know how to strike in and out of that situation. And as a striker, like I say, you are a karate black belt and you're a really good Shotokan karate guy. Imagine how much better your fighting ability would be if you learned basic clinch, learning how to hand fight your way in and out of a clinch, how to maneuver in a clinch, and so forth. And you see me up top right, I'm doing what I call the flinch response or the fence, or instinct-based tactics, where I'm practicing how to do the flinch response to enter, attack the attack, emphasizing somebody's throwing a roundhouse punch and you flinch response, or fence to protect yourself from it. You see in the actual video itself, I'm using that lead leg to hook and grapple. Guys, I've used that successfully in sparring, where you can hook the back of their knee and pull them in, off balancing them for whatever kind of takedown or strike you want to do. You will find a technique like that in systems of karate, where they use the foot not only as kicking, but a way to hook the knee or to sweep. Guys, karate, depending on the system, has a lot of sweeping and off balancing with sweep type attacks. Super important aspect of your clinch range. You should practice sweeping and hooking and using your legs as a way to control somebody's balance. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have a decent level of striking skills. Again, you don't have to be any kind of kickboxing expert or karate master. I'm suggesting that you have enough skills, if you are a grappler, to stay in the pocket long enough to get into the clinch. You need to be proficient, just like if you are a striker, a karate guy, or what have you, and you need to have enough grappling skills to get yourself out of the situation. Here you see me demonstrating the arm pass. That's one of my favorite ways as a police officer to get into the Russian 2-on-1, which is basically the come-along position, where I'm guiding somebody by their arm, saying you're not under arrest, but you're being trespassed, you need to leave. I'll escort somebody off the premises that way, or I will walk somebody that way. It's, a guiding touch. Or you will use handcuffing, get to handcuffing from that position. From the Russian 2-on-1, you can apply your grappling skills, especially if you have an Aikido background. For example, you see me using my Hapkido traditional armbar on screen. The only way to get there successfully is a clinch range, being able to control the clinch range. And in this case, the getting to the Russian 2-on-1 from the arm pass. That's my entering takedown number 1, as I call it. This is going to be a Russian, or the modified armbar takedown that you'll see in most grappling styles. Guys, to get to those positions on the outside of somebody's arm, it's super beneficial. But the only way to do that is have a good clinch game, being able to control the clinch range. Here I demonstrate the snap down. It's one of my favorite takedowns if the person's wearing clothing like a jacket. In this case, you should be proficient in the clinch range, not only in no-gi, but gi. And if you are a Japanese jiu-jitsu person, take a note out of the book from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Practice both with the gi and without a gi. If you do Hapkido or any of the grappling systems, it doesn't matter. Taiho Jutsu, you should take the gi off and practice just as much with the gi off as you do on, or at least a good amount. And you should also practice defending the strikes and being able to offensively use the strikes to get in and out of the clinch range. Now, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is really good at that. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, not so much. If you do Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, like traditional Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, where self-defense is the main objective, then absolutely you do that kind of stuff. Probably still not as much as like a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu practitioner would, as far as using a Temiwaza strikes. But guys, to be able to control the clinch is key to not only the stand-up game, but the ground game. If you, and here I am demonstrating like somebody's resisting me, and I'm trying to handcuff them, I'm going to knee on belly. Top left, you'll see where the guy, I think he had a felony a felony warrant and he tries to escape, and the officer does what I call the hockey jersey method, where he grabs onto the guy, and more force now equals less force later. That's an important concept. I just talked about that in my Krav Maga video that I just did, and here he is to use some atemiwaza, some good striking to put the guy down, to control the situation. Remember, guys, a fleeing felon, and there's an individual in the car still that you have no idea who that person is. Do they have a gun? Do they have a weapon? You have to get control of the situation fast. If this person gets away, is he a danger to society? This person's approaching to help, or is he approaching to fight the cop? You don't know until you know. Again, guys, a lot of what I do in my videos is from the point of view of a police officer. If you're Joe Citizen, it's still kind of important to look at this kind of stuff. Now, as a citizen, your first priority is to flee the situation and not stay in the pocket and fight the person. You don't arrest somebody, you're trying to escape. Unless, of course, you're defending your home, in which case, castle doctrine, you're staying there and you're fighting for your life and your family and so forth. You get the idea. And now I'm getting sidetracked. But again, the whole point of this video was clinch range. Guys, striking your way in and out. If you're karate, work on your grappling. If you're a grappler, work on your karate, basically is what I'm saying. Guys, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you want to see. Everybody, please stay safe out there.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out.